At the food pharmacy inside DUville Hub, Daniel Torres picks up food for his family. He's been coming here for more than a decade, trying to feed 7 kids at home. He spoke with me in Spanish. I am translating his words.
No sé, ellos me lo dan diferente.
I don't know what I got. It's all different. They gave me food for my family, fish, chicken, and fruit. It helps a lot. Everything is changing, but I still need this for my kids. Daniel is one of the thousands who rely on SNAP in New York, but new rules passed by Congress will tighten eligibility and expand work requirements.
Originally, when the bill passed, they mentioned that there would be changes effective as soon as the bill's passage and that the USDA would communicate to the states. So from our knowledge, the states have not shared, or New York State in this case has not shared any information with us.
But here's what's coming. Adults up to age 64 will now have to work, volunteer, or participate in training at least 80 hours a month. Parents with children over 14 will no longer be automatically exempt, and some immigrant groups will also face stricter eligibility. And for the first time ever, states, not just the federal government, will be required to cover part of the benefits.
And that might mean that some states limit eligibility because they can't afford to pay the portion of benefits that they need to make up for.
Chief Communications Officer for Feed More Western New York, Colin Bishop, says they're already seeing fewer people applying for SNAP because they're confused or afraid they won't qualify. And when families don't get benefits, food banks expect to feel the impact.
The family shared this social media post written by Marvin Dones Jr.
When he first arrived to Puerto Rico, he posted a picture and his caption was, "I'm finally home."
The family calls him Eno. He was vacationing with his girlfriend and her daughter in Puerto Rico in August. This picture was taken right before the tragedy.
He just wanted to take photos while, standing on the rocks, and unfortunately slipped in and drowned.
According to officials in Puerto Rico, he was swept away by rip currents on Mar Chiquita Beach in Manatee on Sunday, August 24th. Devastating for his girlfriend.
She witnessed him floating, but because the waters were so high, she was screaming for help. By the time help came, he drifted off, which we didn't recover his body till the following morning.
The family learned there were no warning signs of danger.
I've taken vacations many a time, and walking into the beach, you have this board that's, got different colors, and it tells you the level of danger. Not one flag. Not one.
Now his parents grieve the loss of their only son.
Never thought to this day that we were going to bury our son. I just can't believe it. It's like a dream.
His 4 sisters remember.
He was just so genuine, kind, pure-hearted.
And reflect on their last family trip to Puerto Rico in January.
God only knows why he allowed us to be there together. And we are grateful that we had those last moments with him.
It took a big part of my heart every day. I just can't believe it. My son was just a great young man.
Dones was 40, last employed by the city of Buffalo, a Bills fan, but more than that, a beloved son, brother, and father.
Yeah, his girlfriend is 5 months pregnant. They're having a baby boy. Just a few weeks ago, we celebrated the gender reveal.
There's a GoFundMe to assist the family with funeral expenses and other needs for the children. On your side, Claudine Ewing, Channel 2 News.
Along the banks of Issaquah Creek here in Cattaraugus County remains evidence of a fish kill incident that impacted tens of thousands of fish, amphibians, and mammals along this creek ecosystem. Ken Kellner has lived along Issaquah Creek.
My whole life, 64 years. 60 years of fishing the creek.
A lot of fishing?
Always. That's been my life, my go-to place.
In fact, Ken has fished the creek so much that he believes that
I know more about that creek than anybody.
So you can imagine his surprise when last Tuesday a friend of his called and said the creek was filled with dead fish and wildlife.
And I started going to bridge after bridge and walking the creek, and all I seen was dead animals everywhere. It's not only the fish, now it's muskrats, beaver, I seen an eagle that was struggling.
By Friday of last week, the state DEC ordered the Great Lakes cheese facility in Franklinville to halt production and advised the public to, quote, avoid all contact with Ishua Creek downstream of Franklinville, including recreational uses such as fishing, fish consumption, boating, and swimming until further notice. But aside from saying they are investigating and monitoring the creek, the DEC hasn't said what was discharged from the cheese facility that could have caused this.
They have yet to give us any indication of any specifics as to what they think it is.
New York State Senator George Borrello, who represents Franklinville, says he saw company officials and DEC staff at the scene Monday.
They are working 24/7 on this, including on this holiday, as I witnessed myself as I drove by the plant. So I'm confident that they will get to the solution as quick as possible, because they are, I think, putting in a real effort here to make sure it gets done.
While the DEC continues its investigation, the lack of info by the state is not sitting well with residents like Ken.
We're not getting any information from anybody. Everybody's concerned. I got a friend that his water is being tested. His water now smells like the creek.
Even though the state DEC says the public should avoid contact with the water, they also said there doesn't seem to be any impact on the nearby water wells, and right now, no drinking ban is in place. But Ken is not taking any chances.
I watch it daily, but watching it, when waiting for a smell, does that stuff have a smell? Is it going to be too late by the time my dogs drink it? I won't feed my family. My family is not drinking that water. We're buying bottled water.
Residents are planning a protest outside Great Lakes Cheese Friday at noon. They're hoping to get answers from the company and state DEC. Some locals are calling this an environmental catastrophe. On your side in Cattaraugus County, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.
$2 for that billion? I'm ready to get it, because I can do a lot.
With eyes on Powerball's fourth largest prize in history.
Have you seen a lot of people come in today?
Oh yeah, a lot of people. $2, let's go.
People all across Western New York are stopping by stores like Lucky's Market in Buffalo to press their luck.
I ain't got nothing better to do but hit the Powerball.
And match all the numbers for a jackpot prize that's now around $1.4 billion.
What would I buy? I don't know what I would buy, honestly. I really don't know. But if I won, I would be happy.
I'm definitely going to feed the poor. That's my #1 goal right now.
I'll just take my family around the world. We'd just enjoy. We would. I pay up some bills and just live.
I'm going to get married, buy my house, buy my car, and I'll enjoy with my wife.
Your options?
You could buy a house for every season.
Could be endless.
You could also buy whole city blocks. You could revitalize neighborhoods.
But a win that big could open doors most people dream about.
Good luck, Larry.
Next you're going to see me. Yeah, you're going to see me claiming that prize.
So who will win tonight's Powerball jackpot drawing? Well, it could be Larry, or it could be you or me. On your side, Courtney Courtwright, Channel 2 News.
As a new year dawns in the Buffalo Public Schools, there is a new name on the door and a new person in the superintendent's office, Dr. Pascal Mubenga. Well, Doctor, welcome to Buffalo.
Thank you, Pete.
Now that you've had a chance to look around and investigate things, what's your top priority going into the school year?
Like any other superintendent, I've been doing this for almost 10 years. Safety is priority #1. Want to make sure that our staff and our students, they are safe.
And even though he's new to the job and the area, Dr. Mubenga knows that school safety has been a hot-button issue since Buffalo Police Detective Richard High went on a podcast and accused the district of sweeping safety issues under the rug.
I was aware, as I did my due diligence, I did my work researching the district. To me, that was something that can quickly be fixed. #1, the fact that Board of Education took that proactive step to be able to give it to independent investigation. That is a sign of transparency.
What are some of the things, concrete things that you can do to improve things from a safety perspective?
I think we gotta be really proactive when it comes to emergency management protocols. As a matter of fact, yesterday we had our leadership retreat. We had one of the detectives from Buffalo Police Department came and was able to engage our principals. So those are the signs that we have to be really proactive before something really happens.
He plans on hitting the ground running, introducing a 4-step plan for his first 100 days in office. The first step, building key relationships with the community. Second is conducting an organizational and financial review. The third is to assess teaching and learning. And the final is to enhance community engagement and public relations. He also knows that he enters a district with some baggage of his own. He stepped down as superintendent in Durham schools after a controversy surrounding overpayment of some employees.
When I applied for this job, I knew everything was online. And when I interviewed, I was very transparent. My legacy in North Carolina, folks know they know I'm a transformation principal, and I'm also a transformation superintendent.
A native of the Republic of Congo, Mabenga spent his entire career in North Carolina. I asked him about a new start in a different state, in a district that had to use nearly $80 million in reserve funds to balance the 24-25 and 25-26 budgets. In Carolina, you came up through the system. Here, you're kind of jumping on a moving freight train. How does this present new challenges for you professionally?
Professionally, I'll say this. Our mission number one is educating students.
And as he begins this first year, he says, given his background, one of the things that excites him most about the district is the diverse population of immigrant and refugee students.
That was one of the factors. I think when they posted the position, they said there are about 100 countries represented here. I was like, okay. This is pretty much appealing to me. I can work with this population and be able to make a better difference in their lives.
Education leaders are gearing up for another year of AI in the classroom, contending with the good.
Being able to use a tool that can level text for children that may come to us who have reading disabilities.
And the bad of this new technology.
Not everything AI says is correct.
As experts like Chris Hoadley at UB's Institute for Learning Sciences research how to best implement it.
We ask people to confront the topic head on and make sure that teachers are having conversations with their students about what their expectations are about uses of AI.
Conversations about how you shouldn't ask AI to write you an essay on the Erie Canal, but rather how it can enhance instruction. Hoadley says more teachers are adding oral exams and presentations, debate, and discussion in class to better test comprehension in this new era of AI.
Keep it in its place and acknowledge that it can be a useful tool, but it's a tool, and it's not a substitute for learning.
And this is for all kids, Rob. This is for kids that are struggling to get to proficiency. It's for kids already at mastery who want to learn more. Let's think about two fractions like a half and a third.
Grand Island Superintendent Brian Graham has embraced AI in education. His district is one of 4 in the state testing the AI tutor and teaching assistant Conmigo in grades 6 to 12. The app was built by the team at OpenAI and Khan Academy.
Not a tutor that tells you the direct answer, but a tutor that actually uses Socratic coaching to help children master content.
It is a powerful tool with the potential to change education that also monitors and reports back to teachers how students are interacting with it. UB is continuing its development of a different AI tool, a screener that one day could detect language and speech disorders in young kids, working with the Williamsville, Buffalo, and Grand Island school districts.
Promoting student learning through speech and language development as well as early literacy, we couldn't ask for a better role model in the United States right here in our own backyard.
If we want AI to be useful in education, we have to recognize this could go very well or it could go very poorly, and it's important that everybody in our whole society engages with those conversations about what are good and appropriate uses of AI and what are maybe not what we believe in.
An ever-changing companion focused on bettering education, entering a new year of exploration. On your side, Rob Hackford, Channel 2 News.
According to Dr. Thomas Russo, the chief of infectious disease at both UB and the VA in Western New York, the approval process for vaccines is a 2-step process. Step 1, the FDA licenses the vaccine. That happened last week for people 65 and older and for those 6 months to 64 years old with an underlying condition that puts them at an increased risk of developing severe COVID. The second step is for the CDC to make recommendations. That hasn't happened yet. Dr. Russo says New York is one of 16 states where pharmacists are only authorized to administer vaccines recommended by the CDC.
Last year, greater than 90% of Americans received their COVID vaccines.
through their pharmacies.
A spokesperson for CVS told us today you need a prescription to get a COVID vaccine at its stores in New York and Pennsylvania. Walgreens said it offers the COVID vaccine to people 65 and older and people under 65 at high risk as determined by the CDC. But Dr. Russo says questions come up for people who get the vaccine off-label.
Even though it hasn't been authorized by the FDA, a physician can decide, I think this individual should get vaccinated, and can make the decision to either vaccinate that individual themselves or write a prescription for them to be vaccinated. But there's uncertainty of whether the pharmacist will go ahead and administer that vaccination. In this case, a healthy individual from 6 months to 64 years of age, even though they have a prescription. And that's largely due probably to liability issues.
A spokesperson for the Erie County Department of Health told us pharmacies in New York might require a prescription depending on your age and health conditions. A spokesperson with the State Education Department, which licenses pharmacists, says it's working on guidance for the pharmacy field with the Department of Health and the governor's office. And if you go off-label, Dr. Russo says there are questions about insurance coverage. He says out of pocket, the vaccine could cost around $150.
He was our CEO. He was in charge of our staff, as well as he was helping us in regards to our construction project here. Just a great guy, and everybody that met him, they all fell in love with him.
Colored Musicians Club board member and band leader George Scott is talking about Kenneth Peterson, who lost his battle with cancer on Saturday at just 66 years old. Peterson was born in Buffalo and later lived in Chicago. However, he always came back to Western New York to give back to his community.
If you had a question, you could go to him. If you had a problem, you could go to him. And this overall, he was just a good shoulder to lean on, even for myself. And like I said, he was just a very personable guy, and people just respected whatever he said.
As CEO, Peterson assisted with the construction of an addition to the historic Colored Musicians Club, a local institution that celebrates the roots of black music.
It'll just be sad when we cut the ribbon. It'll be sad when we start our programming, and because again, he helped us with setting all this stuff up, and not to have him there to see it through, it's going to be the part that's painful.
Scott says the community will continue to celebrate Peterson's legacy.
We'll probably come up with something, for sure to honor him in his memory. That's without a doubt, we'll definitely do that.
On Sunday, for the last time ever, the Bills will kick off a football season inside of the current Highmark Stadium. But ahead of kickoff, the team wants to make sure that fans are ready for it all. So here's what you'll need to know. High attendance is expected as always, so the team is advising people to carpool if they can, but at the very least have a parking plan. Once you head inside of the stadium, same rules for security do apply, but you may notice some new walk-through metal detectors. And if you're feeling nostalgic once you finally get into the stadium, don't worry, there'll be a chance for you to take it all home.
That's been out there, and that's been something that we've been working very closely with the county on. So we're really excited to roll it out for the fans. And yeah, we want the fans to take advantage of that program and not do anything silly in the stadium, or we don't need the knuckleheads trying to steal their seats or steal, things off the wall. We have a long season ahead and a lot of excitement ahead.
But before you start claiming which seat you're taking home, Major says there's still a whole season of memorabilia to get through, including some special merch available at Sunday's game. And seemingly pulling out all the stops here, the Bills say that the first ever drone show at Highmark Stadium is set to take place at halftime. On your side in Orchard Park, Alyssa Clausel, Channel 2 News.
3 days from the season kicking off, there's one word that sums up the emotions for TJ Sanders.
Excitement, probably even more excitement. You've been dreaming of this your whole life. Playing in the NFL and just taking that step and showing you're one of the best players in the world.
Two of the best players in the NFL await on the other sideline in Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. The first chance for the Bills rookies to see them up close in person.
Is Derrick Henry really that strong? Firstly, is Lamar really that fast?
Those questions, Deion Walker said he jokingly asked his veteran teammates will be answered in short order on Sunday night, especially going up against a Baltimore offense that ranked first in total yards last season. As for how the rookies actually end up doing against the Ravens' 2 stars, those answers we won't know until the clock hits 0. But it's an opportunity veterans on this team are telling Sanders and Walker to embrace.
Don't overthink it. You know, I know these guys you probably watched growing up, but at the end of the day, they're just guys on the other team. You know, just go out there and do what I do, make plays.
It's crazy, but none can beat getting drafted to the Buffalo Bills. You know, got an MVP quarterback, so like, it's exciting for sure. You know, I'm anxious to go against them, but hey, I'm still a football player in this league too.
It's a stiff first test for an NFL debut.
Yeah, I think they got the message. You know, I think the message was sent. They know what type of game it's going to be. They know how the opponent we're going against, and that's the number one thing we got to do is bring awareness to not only the opponent, but the type of game it's going to be.
But also the type of game that will make the debut that much more memorable.
This is what it's all for, you know, primetime games like this one coming up. These guys say it's one of the most craziest places in the league, so, you know, I'm hoping to find that out.
On your side in Orchard Park, Jonathan Acosta, Channel 2 Sports.
Well, football season's here, and we are out to eat at a brand new spot in Hamburg. If you're looking for somewhere to watch a game or maybe just pick up a pizza to bring home to watch the game, we're at Pierce Ave Bar and Grill. Co-owner Greg Calles is here with us, and you just opened last week. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you very much. We're excited to be here. It's been a long time coming. We've been looking for a place in Hamburg for a while, and here we are. We opened last Thursday, full liquor license, full kitchen, open late night, all the game days, everything. We're ready to go. Serving pizzas, artisan-style pizzas, new feature to Hamburg, great drink specials, brunch on the weekends, lunch specials. So yeah, we're hoping to really bring a new vibe to the village.
You have a great patio.
Yes.
A lot of TVs.
A lot of TVs, great patio. We've got our fun wall over here featuring all the Buffalo past, present, and athletes in all our local sports. Fun menu. We do 2 different style pizzas, 13-inch small, 17-inch large, artisan style pizza. Pizzas are parmed, nice house sauce, cup and char pepperoni, thinner style crust. We do a lot of features with deep fried tacos, fun bar food, half-pound burgers, some specialty pizzas, our sausage parm, stinger, chicken finger. We do house-made chicken fingers in-house, so we make our own. We make our own French fries. We've got some great salads, great appetizers, nice late night menu. Kitchen is open late. Operating hours are 11 a.m. every day. We are open for lunch, and we close midnight Sunday through Thursday, so everybody can hang out late night for the games, any games that are on Sunday through Thursday, and then weekends we're open till 2 a.m.